Are you finding yourself stressed out, not sure what to do, trying to figure out how to keep a roof over your head and have it be where you keep your house, have it be where you don't lose everything, and yet at the same time, there's just not enough money to go around? Maybe you potentially are behind on your mortgage payments, your homeowners association payments, your car payments, and things along that line. And you just don't know what to do. And it's stressing you out, it's keeping you up at night, and you feel all alone. Well, if any of that resonates with you, then please know I empathize because I've been there. Want to share with you just a little bit. I went through a divorce, and in the process of going through the divorce, it was myself and my 10-year-old son and 2 dogs, and we moved into a home. That home was very affordable at the time. I didn't have any debt and everything. I always knew that I was a hard worker and that I would make anything happen if I could. Well, then the real estate market took a complete dive and hit. And so no matter how hard or whatever I did, nothing worked. So I got behind on that home, and I ended up was so embarrassed because of the fact that, hey, I'm in real estate. I should know better, right? And the other thing too is I also am a hard worker. So no matter what, I should be able to make the money to be able to make things work. Well, it didn't happen. So long story short is that I was able to sell that home, had enough profit on it to where I was able to move into a condo. That was point number 1. Number 2 was I had a property that was a rental property, and the tenants quit paying rent on it. And so for over a year, I paid double mortgage payments. I paid a mortgage payment on the condo, and I paid a mortgage payment on the rental, and depleted all of my savings, actually utilized multiple of my retirement account. And so that ended up putting me in a position to where I ended up short selling that particular property. And again, I thought I should know better, but there are certain situations and circumstances completely outside of your control. And no matter how hard and what you do, you can't change it. Because of the fact that I had the short sale, it ended up putting me in over $160,000 worth of debt. And because of the way the rules were set up, I owed quite a bit in taxes, but I also owed quite a bit to the bank after the short sale. So upon advice from an attorney, I filed bankruptcy. So I had the divorce, I had the almost foreclosure, I had the short sale, and I had the bankruptcy. And that was all in a very short period of time. So the reason I'm even sharing that is not about me, it's about you. I'm just trying to share that I may not have had what you're going through, but I've had a lot of life happen. I joke around and say to everybody that I got a huge Harvard education in little old Santa Maria. I spent a lot more on life skills than I did necessarily college credits. But even still, that's still expensive, and it's still anxiety, and it drives a lot of anxiety. And you feel like you're all alone, and if you're a proud person, you feel like, oh my gosh, what are people going to think of me? So I want to come alongside you and just share that, first of all, I'm here as a resource. The reason for this video is because I want you to know that you can reach out to me, and if nothing else, I can potentially give you a lot of different ideas, suggestions, or potential ways of sort of stopping the leaks or plugging the holes. That said, the other thing too is I'm also a cheerleader, because the thing is that sometimes you just need somebody to come alongside you and say, you know what, it's okay. You're okay. You're going to make it through this. And I will tell you, you will make it through this, even though it doesn't feel like it. And then the other thing too is that if it turns out that you want or need or would like to have us do something as far as selling your home, understand that everything will be done 100% confidentiality with 100% confidentiality. The other thing too is that we put it in place to where we will help you find your home. There's nothing worse than worrying about where you and your family are going to go. So we have ways of locating properties and helping our people and clients get into housing so that they don't have to worry about being without a house. There's another thing too is that if you do decide that you would like to try and capitalize on this really hot market and see about getting as much of that money as you possibly can for your home right now, we are really good about doing that. But we also will put in place something that states that if you decide that you don't want to sell for any reason, you don't even have to say why, that you do not have to sell. we give you that option. There's an absolute 100% obligation to where if you can't find a replacement property, then you do not have to sell that home until you've identified your replacement property. No cost, no obligation, and no being without a house. So these are things that I wanted to just touch on and see if any of this is of importance to you. Open up the communication, know that you can reach out and have somebody to talk to, have somebody that can help you navigate these uncharted waters, and know that you will be treated with dignity, 100% confidentiality, and hopefully get you moving forward in whatever is the right direction for you at this time. Save the information. You may not need it now. I hope you don't need it now. I hope you never need it. But if you do, then know that we're here. The other thing too is, can you please share this? You just click on it and then share it. If you know anybody else that might possibly be needing this or feeling alone or facing situations like this, can you help us get the word out? I'm going to tell you right now, one of the things that breaks my heart is when certain things get filed with the courts, then all of a sudden the sharks come out. And then all of a sudden people end up being in a position to where they have fewer choices and fewer ways of moving. Let's start having dialogue before your back is against the wall. Let's start having the dialogue before your family or friends have to really know where you're at. Let's start the dialogue so that way you can capitalize on what is the absolute best opportunity for you and your family, okay? Again, call Krista, call with a C, Krista with a K at gmail.com, 805-620-7355. Message me, email me, call me, text me. I'm here.